happy, but at the same time, sometimes we only need just few words of encouragement. We need some few validations. We need to hear from one or two people to be sure we're doing the right thing. And at the point in time that I'm always downcasted, maybe I just feel like, oh, everybody around is just, we're doing a lot of things and nobody is what. This one I say, I remember in his word, he would say, man, me, man, me, forget these people. Yeah, and in fact, it was a big morale booster. All those words that were not looking, it really helped. And we said we're not going to have anybody that I know started pest control after personally I've started. So it must be someone that at least we met in the game and that has also paid his dues. So this evening, dear colleagues, I have the honor of introducing my big boss, Mr. Chime, the MD of Kriskollins Resourcery Ltd, who is going to be, sharing his story and by the side, putting us into deep details of how to build structure for a pest control business. Oga Chris, good evening, sir. Can you unmute your microphone, sir, so that we can hear you?
Good. Hello, everyone. Can you all hear me?
Yes. If I can hear you, they can hear you.
Fantastic. Good evening to you all. I want to first say thank you to my friend and brother, Tolu Caleb. Tolu, you're a great guy. I salute your courage. You are daring and you do very bold things. You do so many bold things. I celebrate your achievements. I thank God for you. You are really an epitome of pride when it comes to this industry. People can say whatever they want, but I want to say you are doing extremely well. Thank you for extending the opportunity to get me here. Thank you. I'm grateful. Secondly, I want to commend everyone that has been helping to move the association forward. I see what you guys do. I like to mention some few names. Firstly, the president of PECAN, Colin Williams, or I call him October Colin Williams. He has done well to allow young people, and I'll call it, let's say, more liberal minds to express themselves. And not just Colin Williams, all the schools of PECAN. I want to recognize Bukishole, Mrs. Bukishole, she's doing great. Of Pass, I want to recognize is it Dichi Ayodele, also I can't remember, D14. D14 is doing extremely well. You guys are, and so many other people that I may not have followed your work. I want to say thank you. Keep up the good work. Now back to what we have today. What we have today is something very, very interesting, and I would just encourage you to listen. I only have one warning. Don't take everything I say hook, line, and sinker. Okay? I am going to share my story, and I'm going to lay the whole card on the table for you. When you go to conferences, you listen when people start telling their stories, as a mentor told me. That is where the main, as we say in Nigeria, that's where the core of the matter is. Because everything you can find on the internet. But what did Mr. A do to gain the speed? What did Mr. B do to gain the speed? That's where the gist is. So I will encourage you to do this. Rotimax doesn't have to do this, but he has done this out of his love for the people, out of his commitment. It's not easy. I've been in this game for maybe close to 17 years or so. It's not easy to have people share publicly like this, especially for a country like Nigeria where we hoard knowledge. And we think that when I hoard the knowledge, then I can move faster than the rest of people. So Rotimax, God bless you and bless your business. So back to the business. So I'm going to, this slide should be on the screen there. So I'll just touch some few things on the slide, then we'll get down to the storytelling session. I just want you to relax, and there's no big deal. It's just, I'll just tell you some things. Some of them will look crazy to you because I'm actually a crazy guy when it comes to in terms of business. I can be crazy. I do things that are not normal. So, and when I say I'm crazy, I just leave out my conscience. Okay, so I just want you people to listen, and then when you see the one that is crazy for you, you can overlook it. But there's only one thing about the truth. The truth is constant. It will come back to you. So today we look at, we say introduction, said, according to Patrick Rothfuss, says like everyone tells a story about themselves inside their own head. Always, all the time. That story makes you what you are. We build ourselves out of that story. Every one of us in this place, we all have our scars, we all have our stories, we all have our beginning. And your story is part of who you are. Your story is to make you a giant, depending on how you interpret it. So, what do we want to achieve during this session? Say to equip audience with knowledge of structuring their pest control business through storytelling sessions. So we're going to tell stories. So at the end of this session, participants should be able to better structure their business. Then I add this one. Then at the end of this session, you'll be able to have the hands-on skill that you need. That once you turn off this Zoom, you can go and implement it in your business. That is what I want to achieve. That's why I'm doing this. So we say that, so we get to how to build structures for a pest control business. Sorry, whoever is changing the slide, I hope you are following.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I want to be sure people can hear me because I can't even hear anything. Okay, so we say organizational structure in the pest control sector. What's organizational structure? An organizational structure defines how activities such as task allocation, coordination, and supervision are directed towards the achievement of organizational aim. Listen to the words: task allocation, coordination, supervision, directed towards the achievement, I'll say the common goal. Organizational structure affects organizational action and provides the foundation on which standard operating procedures and routines rest. This definition is Wikipedia. I told you, everything we're sharing, you will find on the internet. But the stories you will never find. Because many people don't tell their stories. Because that's where the game is. That's where the game changer lies. So, like I said, I'm going to take my time and read out all this to you. Then we'll go back, we'll get into what we're doing. So the structure of an organization affects the behavior of staff members. Organization behavior studies the employee activities within an organization and explains their impact on the organization. So you look at your employee, their behavior, your employee activities, it explains their impact on the organization. See, one of the things I'll say to you, your greatest assets that you have as a pest control company is or are your employees. Okay, they are your greatest asset. Those are the people that you have. So the earlier you understand how to manage these resources that you have, the better for you. Now, you might be here and say, I just started my pest control company 2 months ago. This thing doesn't even apply to me. Don't worry. Just listen. You are going to need it where you're going. Okay. So ability and learning, value, culture, personality, and perception. So this is left to you as the set man to build. You need to understand, you need to first define, where am I going? That's one. Secondly, where am I not going? So you have to define where are you going and where you are not going. Because when you know where you are going, it helps you to focus. For you to run a successful business, no matter what it is, pest control, whatever it is, you will need what I call, intense focus. You cannot be here and you're there and there and there and just scattered everywhere. Because when you build one and it succeeds, it's easier for you to translate that skill to every other one. So we say, sorry, I'm coming. So you say an organization can be structured in many different ways, depending on its objectives. Now I said, number one, know where you're going and know where you're not going. That's one point I don't want you to forget. Know where you're going, know where you're not going. So you say the structure of an organization will determine the modes in which it operates and performs. For example, if you set up your business just to say, this business, I set it up as my side hustle, so that I can just use it to augment my salary I earn. You have a different mindset. From the guy that says, listen, just as we say in Nigeria, we die here. In other words, this is the business. I've set up this business. I want to use it to, number one, automatically the business will enrich me. It will make the people that produce results with me, to make them better. Number two, it will help me to add value to humanity. You see, you have different mindsets. So these are two different people. So we say that organizational structure allows the express allocation of responsibilities for different functions and processes to different entities, such as the branch, department, work group, and individual. So you have been able to allocate. I'll come back to all these things. I just want to read all this whole information to you, then we'll start the main thing. So organizations need to be efficient, flexible, innovative, and caring in order to achieve a sustainable competitive advantage. And the word I want you to pick up here is organization needs to be flexible. Flexible. So we say policies and procedures. Policies define the goals of an organization and provide guidance about how to achieve objectives. So you are the set man. If you don't even know where you are going, where you are not going, you are even going to be confused when you start hiring people, because they will come with their ideas. Some of their ideas, they might not readily be what you need for now. So, but if you don't define what you are doing, they're going to pull you here, pull you there. Don't forget that no matter how good an idea sounds, as a set man of an organization, you are the one that will bring the money out. The money will come from you. So when they come with ideas and say this and say that and say this, some of the ideas will even intimidate you. What do I mean? They may want to make you feel bad as if you're not doing much. But you are the one that has to hold up your head high and say to yourself, listen, I have my short-term goals, mid-term goals, long-term goals, and very long-term goals. So you are the one who has to put those things in perspective. We say establish policies and procedures ensure the organization's processes do not deviate or deteriorate over time, even if key board members, contractors, or employees leave. When policies and procedures are well established and consistently followed, an organization can refute allegations of unfairness or legal violations that residents may file against it. Formal written policies and procedures improve overall organizational performance by keeping everyone on the same page when it comes to expectations and issues. So what is that saying? Define where you are going and communicate it to your team members. Whatever lives in your mind alone that you didn't communicate, you can't hold people accountable for it. In Nigeria, we have a system whereby the boss knows what he wants, but he doesn't have the time to sit with the people and communicate his vision. So when the people do one thing, he busts out. Look at you people, you are just here doing this, that, just because. How would they know what's in your mind? So it's just the same way they say, write down your vision. Sometimes, let me tell you something, don't kill yourself. If you don't even understand where you are going, you are just in need to make money. Okay, write it down. I'm in this thing to make money. No matter how stupid it is, just write it down. At least if you know you are in need to make money, it will then tell you that, okay, this you need to have the drive to now, let me even go for the money. Just write down something. Okay, so we say that when everyone is 100% clear about what needs to be done, how it needs to be done, and who's responsible for doing it, it leads to smooth operation. Lessons to pick there. People have to be clear what they need to do, how it needs to be done, and who's responsible for what. You don't come and give general information. Okay, fine. In this office right now, I want everybody to ensure that every month you are bringing in 20,000. You have not communicated. Who's responsible for what? Who will do what? In managing the people, have you considered their area of strength? Somebody, if you are saying that, if you have a receptionist, for example, who attends to your customers, if you have products that you sell, if the receptionist, she's also going to bring 20,000. So you have to explain yourself in detail. Speak the language that the people can understand. Let your speech be black or white, every time. Don't be ambiguous. Don't just say things just because you're the boss. The next time you check the books, people are not producing, and then you flare up, you start saying so many things, and you demoralize those who are even trying in their area of strength. I'll come back to area of strength. So we say standard operating procedures, SOP. A standard operating procedure is a document that provides step-by-step instructions on how to perform a particular business activity, such as manufacturing or record keeping. See, don't be worried by too many big words, okay? Just break this thing down, how it will fit you based on where you are. Mr. Rotimax is now a big man, but 10 years ago, he was not where he is now, okay? Same thing it is. Some of you, Babatunde Badmos, you are a big man and a big man in the making. So what are you going to do? You tailor it where I am now. Some of you may not even have a staff. Don't kill yourself. Just take it easy. Just ensure that what you are doing, that you are, see, some of you, you are the operator, you are the customer care person, you are everything. Okay. The only thing you just ensure that be putting down how you want to run your thing, because the people are coming. But if you don't first get serious, and when the people come, you don't have content to offer, then you're going to find out that you're out. The rich people will be leaving your company. You'll be wondering what's going on. Okay. So then we look at, I want to go back there. You say, what is SOP? Standard operating procedure is a set of written instructions that document a routine. In other words, you just what you put down to say, this is how we want to operate. Okay. You are not looking, when you have a standard operating procedure, you have how you want to operate. You're not going to be looking at, well, okay, what is Musa Amshi doing now? Okay, what Musa is doing now? Musa is spraying skyscrapers. Me too, I'll start spraying skyscrapers. You don't understand what they are doing. You don't have the skill. You just copy people, copying and pasting, copying and pasting. After a while, you're going to run out of people to paste. Let me tell you something. It's very, very dangerous for you to just copy and paste in business, because you've not been through their experiences. You don't know where the depth of those thoughts came from. So when the storm comes, because you copied and you copy and paste, once the storm comes like this, that's it. You're out. So you see those who own the thought originally, you see them when the storm comes, they ride with that storm and they move to the next phase, like people can't explain. So that's why you have to ask yourself, where am I going? What am I doing? For some of you who are writing down, where am I going? What am I doing? Where am I not going in this thing? It will help you to stabilize your heart. Now, when you see, oh, Rotimax imports drones for spraying farms, you're not saying, hey, Ugao, which day are we going to, am I going to get to this level? You need to understand where you are playing from. I am not saying that you can, because you see, from where you are where you want to play from, you can have dreams and aspirations. But when you are looking out of the window and say, what is Mr. So doing? What is Mr. and Mrs. So doing? And you just copying and pasting until you jam everything and you get confused. Then you will not be building a business, you're just a hustler. So we say that organogram, set up your organogram, you know it. Now I know when you read this organogram, the reason why I keep going back saying that, see, start from where you are. I know what it means when you go for maybe a Zoom meeting, people are talking big things. You can start looking down yourself. Don't worry about those things. People only speak from where they are. Okay? Don't worry about those things. One day you find yourself speaking in another, but the only thing I tell people, when you start talking to other people, encouraging them, don't forget where you're coming from, because some people need that story so that they are stirred up. You don't go and tell people, oh, you see right now, I don't understand what's wrong with some companies. They just hire people and they just sack them, and I don't understand what is wrong. We are the big boys playing here. You're making other people feel bad. So we say, sorry. So we say organogram, MD, CEO, GM, operation manager, HR, account, technicians, office. What I would like to add here, okay, your technicians, your greatest asset. You see, in all these things that you have, if you do a service rendering business, your field guys, I'm not saying that your receptionist is not good, though. Your field guys, your applicators, your technicians, they're your greatest asset. You know why? If they mess your best client, the client that pays you 80% of your total income, they mess up, you will understand that you don't even need the receptionist. So I'll talk to you about how to treat people, how to treat them. so that you understand how to handle those issues. So we say that financial operations and organizations, sorry, an organization's finance operations director is usually responsible for leading the finance. You already know this, so no point. Finance person manages the finances, Then it comes, it says, pay yourself as a business owner. This one is difficult, I can tell you. You see this pay yourself as a business owner? It is difficult. I'll tell you why it's difficult. You really have to be somebody who say to yourself, listen, I must separate accounts for you to operate that way. You know why? Number one, you live in a country where dependency ratio is so high. So you pay your staff, the rest money, you are the chairman. I still have 2 million there. You take out, say, okay, I'm going to pay myself 10% of that 2 million, 200K. You pay yourself 200K. Immediately you pay that 200K, one phone rings. Here comes. As he calls you like this, that for the past 7 days, there has been problem, anarchy everywhere. It will take discipline for you to say to you. Don't forget from your 200K, you're taking out all your costs and everything you use to run your house. Maybe what you have left is 10,000. It will take a lot of discipline for you to say, listen, I'm not touching this 1.8. If this guy let his enemy die. So it's difficult. But is it doable? Yes. So managing cash flow, that's another thing. We'll talk about that. So we say forms of organizational structure, design jobs, organogram, establish reporting relationship. Please look at these things. I think maybe Tolu will send it to you guys later. I don't know how he does it. So establish reporting relationships, distribute authority, coordinating activities, and differentiating among positions. See this thing I just read here. It's very easy for you to design jobs. Mr. Adeleke, we do this. Mr. Temedu, we do this. This one, we do this. It's very easy for you to design those things. You see, differentiating among positions can become a major problem where your company succeeds or dies. Why did I say that? Some people, they will lay claim on you for the fact that they started with you. And they will lay this claim on you such that you will not even know when you become subservient to them. So in your decision-making process, you are finding it difficult, to discipline them. You're finding it difficult to take a decision as regards their behavior. You're finding it difficult to come up with so many things. When you find yourself like that as a business owner, you really need to sit down and ask yourself, listen, do I want to run a successful business and succeed, or I want to be doing tea party? If you are not firm, it will be very difficult for you to even succeed in what you are doing. You have to have this. There's this, I'll call it permission just for want of word. You need to have this thing I call, send attitude in certain decisions. You need to have it. If you're just a nice guy, I don't want them to say I did this. I don't want them to say I did that. I don't want them to say this. If you are looking for good name, don't forget, you are putting that good name. You are putting that good name at the expense of your business survival. So, good. So now we have gotten to the end of the slide. Now I want to tell you, let's now go and talk about what we need to talk about. So how did I manage to build Kriskollins such that in my absence, the business still runs? Okay. Number one, I've said number one during my talk that your people are your greatest asset. Number two, I said to you that you need to know where you're going, where you're not going. Number three, you need to understand how to hire people. So we'll bring it home. If I am a one-man show, I'm the one doing everything. The customer will call me, I'll run here. The other one will call me within the same time I've given. I will lie and say that I'm doing another job. I'm coming. This. So if you're a one-man show, now the business begins to come up with some life. You are beginning to see light and you want to hire. Question, who should I hire? Should I hire somebody that is married? He has a wife, children, and all that. I'll tell you, when I when I started out and after we got our office, so I decided to hire one guy. So when I hired the guy, along the line, I found out that he has 2 wives. Young guy, maybe I'm even older than him. He has 2 wives. I've never seen somebody who is distracted like that young man. He doesn't show up to work on time. On site, he will not even show up on time. Every time he has one excuse or the other. So what did I do? I called him one day. I said, dude, we need to share the grace. It's time for you to go. Now, I knew someone, he was introduced to me by someone I respect. I want to show you something so that you can understand. So you understand what I mean, that you need to have an element of I know send. You understand that you are building your business. That if the business fails, the person will carry his bag and go to your next competitor and go there and say, I can fumigate, I can spray. And they will take him because you have taught him things. So the earlier you send him out, so that you know that you are back to who you are, and then you quietly look for people. So this is my suggestion. You want to hire. Number 1, if you are just mom and pop shop, you are just starting, I will encourage you. This is from experience. It's either you hire an OMD holder or you hire an SSC holder. When you hire the graduate, he comes to your place. He's asking you, you want to print this, you are telling him to go to business center, telling him to go to this. Hey, man, you're serious. Don't forget, the graduate has his friends, they are in banks. So he's just going to be with you, using your money to go for interviews, go for different places and all that. After a while, he will leave you and go. And don't forget that when you hire the people, listen, you can hire someone who doesn't know anything. When I mean doesn't know anything, doesn't know anything about pest control. My team today, I taught them what they are doing. So there's no way you are going to tell me anything, except I am in heaven where we cannot call the earth, that you will tell me one story that I don't know. So number 3, be an operational boss. In other words, understand the business you are in. Understand the business that you are doing. Don't be the type that, oh, you are just holding the phone, they call for jobs, then the next thing, maybe you have one, you just call them, hey, can you just go and do this? You don't understand what they do. You just give them chemicals. You don't know when, you don't know what's it called, how many liters of chemical you will use to do certain jobs and all that. Understand your trade. How do you understand your trade? It gives you opportunity. That's why I said that every level where you are operating from, it's an advantage to you. If you are the one doing everything right now, it teaches you something. At least you can note and say, if I buy 1 liter of sapanitrine, I can use this 1 liter to do maybe a job of, let's say, to do worst case scenario 2 jobs. And those 2 jobs may be like 40,000. Okay, fine, no problem. Let me even say to myself, I'm not greedy. This 1 liter should fetch me minimum 30,000. So you see that somewhere at the back of your mind, it's like you have left 10,000 to just go. Let it just go, no problem. But you have taken the worst case scenario. How will you be able to do that? Because your foot is on ground, your feet is on ground. So understand your trade, understand what you are doing, so that when you start hiring people, you'll be able to tell them how you want it done. Okay. Number 4, when you are hiring people, when you hire and they come, train them how you want your job done. It doesn't matter if the person has been doing pest control in one company before he came to you. It doesn't matter. Tell him how you want your job done. Tell him, him or her, mostly we have guys who are doing the application. So tell them, this is the way you do it here, this is the way you do it here, this is the way. And then at the back of your mind, be open to suggestions when they start doing the work. Don't start taking somebody just ask somebody today, oh sir, this base station we are using, let's just throw it away. Let's just drop the thing randomly and go away. He hasn't tried your style. So you need to understand, there's some people you hire in your place, they are so controlling. When you spot them, they are so the way they give you suggestions, it's almost as if you don't do it, they are going to walk away. So That is when you need to understand. Say, be willing to go alone until you find the right people and team. Be willing to go alone until you find the right team. The right team will save you all the stress. Today you are arguing this, tomorrow you are discussing that, you are quarreling all around, you are settling fights. I have one rule. I bring you in and I interview you. We say this. Once you become problem, you are going. I always tell my people, see, I hired you to come and solve a problem. We are not here to be settling fights. So once you start, want us to make it conference or settling fight, you are going. So when I hired my present guys that are here, the most senior one, I think he has been with me now for maybe 9 to 10 years. Okay. This will bring me to the other point. I have built, if you ask me, Mr. Kriskollins, how have you built your business? I've built my business on the principle of fairness. I always ask myself, how do you want to be treated? When you build your business on principle of fairness, you are likely to retain solid people because they can see that you are not greedy of gain. They can see that you're not trying to take all the profit to yourself. I bring it back, of which most of us are, we could be at fault. You are the boss. If you like, hide all the costs. Your staff will find out. Don't deceive yourself. As long as they are the ones doing that job. You say, oh, no. They don't know how much I charge each customer. So for this, you are wasting your time. Ensure that you pay your staff, pay them well according to their input. When you have like 3 staff and you're monitoring and you're seeing how they are doing, after a while, you begin to see some of them that their heart is really, really what you are doing. So your job as a CEO is not for you to go and be doing the job physically. It's for you are watching the people. You are looking at the organization from a top stand. You are looking at them. You are watching. You are trying to find out who is the person whose heart is in this work really. Okay? For example, they look at your quarterly income. Your staff, they know. Don't deceive yourself. They see that you people, you made, let's say you made 3 million, for example. Okay? Now, you have 3 guys. First guy, you pay him 35,000. Second guy, you pay him 25,000. Third guy, you are paying 20K, right? So your total expenditure. Listen, your staff knows how much is your chemical. Don't deceive yourself, they know. These days of internet, if you like, import your chemical from Deputy Heaven, okay? They will Google it and find out for you how much it is. And they know how many ounces or liters that they use per job. So they will calculate it and they will know where you are. So what is the way to deal with this? Am I saying that you have to share your profit to the people? No. What I'm saying is fairness. That guy, when I hired my first guy, I think I was paying, this is back as 2010 or so. I can't tell now, 2011. I was paying him 20,000. So after a while, I saw something about the guy. The guy is so committed. And I said, no, I'm going to move this thing. I have moved the salary to, as in, I moved the salary at different, I was increasing the salary at different levels. Now, I'll tell you what I did. When I wanted to maybe leave Nigeria and go out of Nigeria for a while, I called the whole team. I said something to them. I said, guys, if you don't add any customer, see, I'll tell you why I was saying what I was saying. I believe everybody here, they own their business, right?
Yes.
Everybody here owns their business, right?
Yes.
I don't want to say something that are not supposed to be said, where those who are not supposed to be here are. So I said, I called the team. I said, guys, I'm traveling. I'm going out tonight. See, if you don't bring any customer, the customers you have are enough to pay your salaries and you'll be all right. And I said to them, if you like, destroy the customers. I said, where I am at the level of my life, I'm not looking for what to eat anymore. I've left that stage. So if you like, destroy it. If you like, no problem. Be silly. You guys are the one that will go back home. You know why I said that? I always try to go, when you manage people, give them an extreme picture. I know that when I go out, see, you can't be everywhere at the same time. Do you understand? Calm yourself down, managing people. Understand that I can see some of us, nobody has a child. Maybe nobody has a child that you say is 25 that can carry machine and go and spray. So you still need people to be able to build your business. So be skilled in dealing with them. So what I did, so in calling them like that, and before I could leave them alone, I started doing something. I no longer go to the close customer spaces. I only visit customers who give me 80% of the money. You see all these 10K people, 20,000, 30,000, I don't have business with it. So I will tell them to go. Some customers will call me, no, we didn't see you. I said, the truth, if I come, what am I going to do? We'll stand gisting. The people are the one doing the job. So just get used to them. Now, what did I do? I wanted to, because I know I was going to be away. I know I'm going to do other businesses. So that's why I said, know where you are going, know where you are not going. So I know I have other businesses that I need to make this business run without me. So while I was with them for like 2 years, sometimes I go to Ghana, I just leave them and I say, hey guys, take this decision, whatever. So when the only thing, you put structures. When you have a job, send me the amount that you build for the job. So from the amount, you could tell me that, oh man, these guys, they understand how we do this thing now. They understand how to build. They understand how to charge. Now, I'll come to you in your charging. I'll quickly say this charging and I'll come back. So when you want to charge, if you have an office, ensure that for every job you do, a small portion amount of your office charges inside that job. For example, maybe you charge, you pay 250,000 per annum for your office space, for example. Break it down to the number of, so that you can, for every job you do, ensure a customer piece. That's one. Secondly, your equipment. Maybe you have all manner of equipment you're going to buy. Put all the costs together. For every job you do, ensure that the cost of your equipment is inside that thing. Now, you know that equipment depreciates with time. You cannot come and belabor your customer and say, no, you must pay me for. No. Just ensure. Probably, maybe you're charging, let's take example, 50,000. Okay. So you say to yourself, my office space in this 50,000 is 2,000 naira. My, what's it called? The chemical cost in this 50,000, let's say it's 8,000 naira. My, what's it called? The staff that came to do the work, his salary, you break it down. Do you understand? His salary in this work that he's doing is, let's say, for that particular job, let's say his salary is 2.5, for example. I'm just saying, okay, you are the one that knows what I'm just trying to give you guidelines so that you can work out your thing. So that at every point in time, okay, I'm going to do an advert, maybe on one social media or whatever. Facebook has asked me to pay $40 or what. So for this, I'm just saying. So you break it down. Then you are now left with the profit. Okay? So when you are now left with the profit, it will tell you if you are billing correctly, not just looking at chemical. What do some pest control people do? Oh, chemical is how much is pyrethrin? Okay, it's 3.5. Okay. I got about 15K, man. Just take it. You are looking at your chemical 1 liter cost alone. You're not looking the fact that you bought machines. You have people that will earn salary, so that it will help you when you are collecting. If you take up a job, for example, I don't want you to. There are jobs that I've taken up. Okay, I know that the money doesn't make sense, but there's something I saw in that place. I saw an opportunity. So you are a businessman complete. You don't just see job and you turn it down. What I mean is, for example, if you ask me to come and spray one room, okay, and you ask me and you say, I'm in Mushin, I want to spray one room, it's bed bug. I say, how much you want to pay? You say 6,000. I don't have business with you. Now, I will tell you why I don't have business with you. It's because, see, the problem of the 6K will be too much for me to even concentrate on, because you finish like this, they go and they will not even first follow instruction, they will open the door, they will do as they like, and the bed bug is still there. You will go there, you spray 3 times. You're wasting your time, wasting your energy, wasting this. So it brings me back to the next thing. When you manage people, be flexible. Understand that they want greatness like you want greatness. So you know what I do? You see all this 10K job, 5K job, I give it to my senior guy. I say, Wale, take it. Take it. Don't worry, take it. He will go back, then I observe. I watch something. When I give him such job, I don't say anything. So I watch. Then he comes back and say, Ogami, I finished the job. This is the money. I say, but I told you to take it. You know what I was watching? I'm trying to see something. I want to find out who is he. So when you see people build, when people have stayed with them for long, a lot of, as in, rubbing minds, rubbing off to each other is going on. Do you understand? So one time, one of my staff went, he bought a machine. Okay. I didn't know. So I think I went to, he bought machine from even the guy that sells the machine from Germany. He bought machines and all. So later, so I found out and I said, I want to show you something because these problems, they come up. This is why you see some bosses, they're hiding this, hiding that. You can hide when you're mom and pop shop. When you're just you can be hiding all those things. When you start having people work for you, you need to understand that there are problems that will arise. How do I deal with this problem? You can't be firing everybody. Everybody will not, you will do the work alone. If you keep firing everybody, it will be left with only you. So what did I do? I called the guy. I said, okay, hey, you bought machine. He said, no, it's me and so person who put money together. I said, fantastic. I love the fact that you bought your machine. This is good. So you know what I did? I have people used to call me and they will say, because I need to keep his machine busy. I need to keep his machine so he focus. I have people that will call me and say, Mr. Kriskollins, can we rent your machine? This is it. So what I said, hey, chief, rent them your machine. So what did I do? I kept his machine busy and he stayed focused on the job. It's not, no, now that you have bought machine, you are leaving this company. He's going to leave anyway. He's going to leave. So the other you tell yourself, how do I manage all these complexities that come up? If somebody has gone to buy a machine, he should tell you that this one is looking for greater heights. He's not yet waiting for your salary. So the earlier you keep his machine busy for him, the better for you, because you need him. Listen, good workers are not easy to come by. A lot of people that pass by that say you hire them, they are not serious. I'm sorry to say. So when you see that guy, don't forget you too, because I told you I built my business on the principle of fairness. You too, you left somewhere, you went to start something. And sometimes some of you said you started yours by the sword. You went to take your boss's own. That's the truth. So, and if you start by the sword, you first need to stop that. Because when you start by the sword, you die by the sword. So that brings me. So I had to do that, and I kept his machine busy, and then we are flowing. The business is moving on. Now, people will say, you know that this person, he might start doing this job. I say, I don't understand. Doing which job? Bros, see that job, go and be doing. Do job. The only thing I say to my people, when I hire you, I first tell you something. I say, listen, I don't expect you to stay here forever. Because I already told you, like, if I know you are dealing with, say, so I don't expect you to stay here forever. So I know you have your exit plan. But while we are here, they just work very well. Okay? While you are here, I want you to pay attention to what you should pay attention to and do the things you should do. And I say something. The day you start falling is when you start taking my customers from behind. You are finished. I am not saying you can't do your own private job. See, let me tell you something. Tell yourself some truth. The people working for you will do private job. Understand that. All this trying to say, no, you're not going to do private job. Listen. Every time one staff leaves you, understand that your trade secret has been sold out to 10 people. Settle that in your mind. So are you going to keep letting people leave you, and then, every time the small thing you are using to shine in town, they are spreading it everywhere? So are you going to keep doing that? Or you are going to manage the people within the context you should manage them? As a CEO, one of the things that comes to mind is that people who fired, you will look back in retrospect and said, I missed this thing if I managed this guy like this. Because he left and it caused problems for you. So you need to understand that when you have people, especially if you have a guy that he has worked with you for 5 years, the earlier you start structuring something for that guy, the better for you. Another point, have a clear-cut incentives for your workers. My senior guy, sometimes is it towards ending of last year, have a clear-cut incentives for people that work for you. See, don't be leaving things in all these, no problem, I'll be working, no, the money is in your account. Don't say you look at what God will do. It's in your account. You have to bring it out. So you will have a clear-cut incentive. My senior guy, apart from what I paid him, I realized that he has managed the business for like 3 years, 2 years plus as at that time, without me being around. And this guy has come with, when you say he's talking to you, he's coming with solutions. Okay, money boy to get here. I told him, I said, now I'm changing the game. Because I know that he would leave if I don't manage him. I am not around. I can only talk to certain customers from here. I can't be there to do the job. So you know what I said? I said, right now, aside from your salary, somebody's is making noise, playing music. I don't know.
I'm meeting her right now.
So I said, aside from your salary, I'm going to start giving you bonus, quarterly bonus. And that quarterly bonus should be tied to performance. So in other words, when I check what you guys did in a quarter, okay, and then I see what you've done, then I'll say, okay, you're getting XYZ amount. I did that for only him. The reason you need to learn to single pass so that you don't lose them. Okay? Then in doing that, I realized that when I said that to the guy, bam, the game changed. So I can, as my staff, I can look at your WhatsApp status. It's not even I'm looking for it. Maybe I see you're advertising pest control, and I see that the details there is not my business. You know what I'll do? I'll just send you a message. I'll say, oh, I love your logo. Your logo is so nice. Keep it up. What am I doing? Trying to let you understand that, listen, I know you look for your own. My guys that came to work for me, I want to show you something. When people work for you, you must ask yourself, how has their life improved? How has it improved? When they came to work for me, I knew where they are. I knew where they were in their finances, and I know. So it's not, nobody was going to be bragging anything for me. Okay? I knew how to tell the one who couldn't go far away, he lives far away, he can sleep in the office and order from my place.
We cannot hear again.
Hello?
I hear you, sir. Please go ahead.
The moderator, if there's anything.
Can you send a message to the moderator?
Please just drop a message if you have any challenge, please. Let's leave the microphone muted, please.
Hello?
Please go ahead.
Good.
I can hear you.
Good. So one of the things, you can stay in the office, why this? So from there, I watched them. I had one. He was a little bit extravagant. So one day I called him, I said, hey, come. You've been working here for long, okay? You see, you have from now till this time to get a house, okay? What was I doing? I know how much I paid him for the number of years, the time he has been around. So you see all this, you're buying shirts here, buying this here, you are leaving this office. And they will rent their houses, they will call me, I'll go there, I'll thumbs up. Now, it means that they're beginning to look like their mates that they want to be like. So when you have one who doesn't want to use what you are paying him and keep looking as if, a pest control is for never do well, it's for this and that, you quickly, it's either that you ask him, because a lot of them sometimes are even problem people inside the organization. They are also causing you a problem. So it's either that you let him go, or if you have a word with him, you don't see changes, just let come along. It may have a problem, come along. Learn to let people go, but don't separate yourself. You see, some of us are too emotional. Small thing happened. Hey, you can see. The rest of the staff, they don't even know what happened. One staff went to a customer's place, then they finished working. The next compound gave them a job. They put the money in the pocket. You now came. You are now seeing it everywhere. What are you doing? You are teaching the rest that you guys can play that game. Deal with the issues as it comes. Call the person to your office. Have a word with them. Then what do? Put mechanisms to stop some of those things. One thing I want you to know is this: whether the people working for you are going to take advantage of your system at any point in time, understand, settle that in your mind that it will happen. The only thing is, how do I mitigate this thing? How do I ensure that it's not the arrow guy, because see, let me tell you something. For some of us that own multiple businesses, we do this, we do that, we do different things. You need to be raising people at each one that you are establishing. Raise people who can, they begin to think at your frequency. They begin to, do things the way you want them to do it. Ensure you start raising success, or else you are going to find yourself. You will be in a country you can't leave, you can't go for training, you can't put yourself, everything is all around you. You are going to wear yourself out. And listen, after a while, they're going to steal everything you built and they will go with it. So start building people that can man your different subgroups that you have. Build them. Let them be able to man it. Even when you come to person, you can say, okay, I'm not like Rotimax who sells traps, who does this, who does that. Okay, even in your pest control, what do you do? Okay, even in that you're good. Listen, there's a way you organize yourself, you look big. The only problem is most time we think, no, if I'm not like the Rotimax of this world, or like the Fortunes of this world, or like Pest Cup of this world, or whatever, I will not be this. No, put it down. We spray, we do houses. In these houses that we do high rise, we do what's it called? Based on your level, I'm just saying, based on your level, whatever level you are, we do this, we do that, you put it down. Okay, fine. Who can man this one? Who is the person? We do oil and gas, go and spray oil farm tanks or something. Who will man this one? We do shifts. Who will do this? So you find that you'll be able to organize yourself in that way that you look to you too. The problem is looking at another man's farm. That's the problem. Every time you look at another man's farm, you lose touch with your own self. There's a way you can organize your business, okay? There's a way you can organize your business, and your business, you will so know it. For example, I grew by the ranks in pest control. I grew through the ranks. I understand, for example, when my people send me bill, there are some things I see. I just want to leave it on this 10K, 5K, or the Kosaku. I just want to leave it. I know it's not like that. But the reason why I leave it, I'll tell you why, is I focus on who is that customer in a year, maybe who will give me 5 million. Okay? So I channel my people. I monitor them. See, with that customer, I don't joke. I don't spare. I can sack you right on the spot. So I monitor them. When it comes down to all these, I do 5K, I do 10K, I do this. So I don't bother myself. Sorry, if you don't understand Yoruba, I only understand that there will be schemes who will be playing around those things. Okay? So just let that be. Because you need to ask yourself, am I going to want to monitor every time? Considering the kind of nation where you are, because as you are already hiring people in Nigeria as a nation, in somewhere at the back of his mind, where can I see wrongs inside this space? It's something you have to tell yourself. It's unfortunate, but that's what's it called? That's what we have come to see and witness. Okay, so in putting these things, you look at that. Now, this is how to manage your people. Secondly, I have always December period. I am not a big company yet. My people, if it is bag of rice, half bag of rice, I'll tell them I'm not Ganti Trust Bank. If Ganti Trust Bank can do only one bag of rice, me, I'm doing half. Okay? And I'm doing what? I am doing granite oil. I give that to them. These are the small little things you need to learn to do if it resonates with you. Don't use the people like an ox. Don't use them as if they don't matter. When you see that your business, these guys, their skill and everything is, you can see complaints are reduced and all that. You see the business is doing well. Start adding money to their money. Don't say this company is paying this. Me too, I'm not as big as them. I'll be paying this. In 2011, we used to do one airline. Okay, we used to do one aircraft fumigation. One day, they asked, how much you pay your staff? I said 2010 or so. I said I pay my staff. I said then I pay the least person 20,000. The people told me you have money. That even we airline we're paying minimum wage 18,000. So, but what do you have to look at? Don't follow don't go and pat yourself in the back. You see me, I'm paying more than the airlines. The airline can fire 30 people and they will hire another one now. Where are you going to start from? To start teaching him how to fumigate aircraft. So you need to know those who are assets to you. Build your asset team. Focus on them. At the back of your mind, whatever you do, remember that they're going to leave one day. They will not stay with you forever. But maximize the moment. Put structures. Don't hinge everything around one person. Spread it. Let them be able to do this, do that. This one can do it. This one can do it. This one can do it. That's the way I talk about. Everybody can do the same thing. Everybody. And coincidentally, where I am now, I realize that's the way the Caucasians run their business. Everybody can do the work. If they don't find you, they don't miss you. The next person will start doing the same thing. So train people, everybody to be skilled. However, let those who have distinguished themselves, call them, bring them closer. Have a secret remuneration for them. Have a way you reward them. So that's not about managing the people. When you manage them well, they will stay. When you are playing games with them, they will find out and they will start stealing your money. Okay? So we'll go back to how do I get clients? I know this is the major thing. This is the crux of the matter. How do I get customers? Now, I'll tell you the model that we used. Okay? One of the models I used was this. If I get one customer, somewhere at the back of my mind, I treat that customer as if he's the one that will announce me to the world. So we did not go to corporate organizations first. We were doing individuals. From the individuals, they started referring us to the organizations. So if you are just treating only houses for now, you are in the right place. But can you imagine yourself? Because you don't even value what you have, that this is a springboard to go to bigger things. You are looking at that, Bob Zappa is fumigating Continental Hotel, for example. No, when can I start fumigating this? Rotimax is fumigating the hotel. When can I start doing this? Kriskollins is doing GT Bank. When can I start doing this? You are wasting your time. The people who are in those private places, they are the ones that will start giving you opportunities to the organization. I am not saying that you cannot market both at the same time. Because as a new business, you need stability so that you first can think straight. If you are not getting the jobs and you are not, how are you going to? So you first start, design something from your local assembly. If you go to church, your mosque, whatever, start talking to some people. See, listen, your immediate friends will not even believe you. It happened to some of us. They will not first believe you because they want to see you. Oh, you come with a van branded like Rotimax, you come with and everything. Then they now come and see, back home, in Nigeria, we like flashy things. We like things, even if it doesn't have content. Once you show, so that they can identify with you. I heard a customer told me one thing and it stuck with my brain. He said, listen, when you come with a bike, we pay you money for bike. When you come with a car, we pay you money for car. Now, what does that mean? If you are still biking in this place, you are in the correct place. Don't worry about that. The only thing you do is this. Begin to raise your bar. If you are only doing the jobs that you find only in suburbs, maybe less. There's nothing wrong living in Mushi. I have my office in Mushi and I'm still there. Okay? But if you're only dealing with jobs where they call you 5,000, they call you for 2.5, they call you, and you are just jumping around all of them like that, and just jumping around everywhere. And then when you get there, you see the first fight, whether they will first allow you spray inside the room and all that. Please don't be offended. How would that one bring you to the office you are going? So what does that mean? You understand that this group, I will do them because I need to put fuel in my car. I will do them because I need to maybe whatever. I'm just trying to give you. I'm not saying take everything I'm saying. No. Some of them you will say this man is a crazy guy. No problem. That's fine. So, okay. So I want you to look at that. Then you now begin to build your capacity. Build your capacity. Your letterheading has to tell something about what you do. You can't just have a generic name. What is your pest control business? My pest control business is Shogun Enterprises. You can't be doing that. You need to understand that from how you coin your name matters. Let such that they can know you with something. You can't just go and carry your father's DC because he registered it in 1972 and he has not used it. And now you say, okay, I'm the inheritor of his name. And you don't carry it. And maybe the name is Ajawodi Shooter Enterprises. And then you carry it and come into the industry and you are not, nobody can reckon that with you. You rebrand yourself. See Mr. Rotimax now, he has so rebranded himself that I don't even understand him again. So you rebrand yourself. So as you are moving, the rebranding yourself. What gives me joy? If I take my call card, maybe of 2006, and I look at my call card of now, you say to yourself, man, you are coming a long way. Let there be things around you that tells you that you are making progress. So you start looking at these things. Then the issue of, okay, how do I deal with, I go to an organization and I want to talk to them. And when I got there, I realized that Babatunde Badmus is the one handling the place. How do I take the job for Babatunde Badmus? Now, this is now an issue of morality. And that's what I call it. I give you an example. I have friends in different places. I went to one bank one time, and my friend said, I want to give you my branch. So I asked him, I said, is there anything wrong with the person doing it? Say, we're not really as a league the person. Now, these are the common areas where I am a crazy guy. I say, leave him. Don't worry. Leave him. The bank will always build new branches. When you have other opportunity, call me. Now, you may say, no. You are just taking that one now and do this. No. Conscience, my moral standing, how my conscience operates doesn't work like that. So I have to stay with what works for me. I will not go and see that, Rotimax is there, then I'm forcing my way. It's not as if then you now make them start seeing what they are not even seeing. There is nothing wrong with what Bad Boss is doing. He's going to do the same thing that you are doing. So why do you want to take the job? So I said, that one I won't talk much about it. It's not an issue of morality and conscience. So, but if your conscience is already seared, you can take anybody's thing. You can take anything. It's up to you. That I have nothing to say. Okay? So I think we have dealt with the issue of, so in getting your customers, you start from where you are, you start marketing, you start talking to people, you start, however, ensure that you match your rhetoric with your action. For example, if you say that you are going to have a return job, have a system. When your people finish working, for those of you who are already big, have a system where you have a data, your database for your customers or whatever. Send a message. We're so grateful that you use Rotimax today. I want to say thank you. If you have any complaint, just understand that you have maybe a 30 days window to get a return job without pay or whatever it is. Listen, if you are just starting, understand that the game of pest control have so changed that people are playing at some very ruthless angle. So you really need to add some things. Just ask yourself, this is what I do. I don't even look at anybody. I just ask and say, okay, fine, in my house, if somebody comes to treat my house, how do I want to be treated? Okay, I'll write down how I want to be treated. Then I'll say to myself, okay, if something is wrong and I'm calling the person to come and treat it, and he comes and charges me again within a particular frame, what do I do? And all that. So I'll answer those questions, then I go back. Don't forget, I heard something. all the business books we read today, most of those business books in Harvard and all that, they came from a place, people were practicing those things before, before they sat down and wrote down those things into books, before they translated into books. So a lot of time, business is wrong, yes, based on information that you have read, and then most importantly, I say, your conscience. So introduce things that you would like how people to treat you. There is no way I speak that language that the customer does not respond. There's no way. But if you are the type, no, then you start speaking things around it. These German cockroaches. When you do this and you start talking long, okay, calm down. Understand. Listen, I want to show you something. How we got our products. I want to show you something. Because I give a window and I say, social and social time. If you have within time frame, you have to tie it. You have to tie it. You can't leave it open-ended. Social and social time. If you find anything, we'll come back and give you a return job. So we used to have this issue of customers who call, there was this, we are seeing small cockroaches, we are seeing this thing here and there. So it became a concern. Listen, your next level is in what you are doing. It's not you looking at outside the next man. It is in what you are doing if you pay attention. So we start paying attention. So how can we deal with this thing? Sometimes these things are so stubborn that you go back again, you apply, you do a spot treatment, and then you see. So that's how, from answering these questions, that's how we came about Kriskollins powder that you see in the market today. So I am saying to you that this is the way you go about if you want to build something that will last. Okay? Create opportunities for your people. When you go past a particular level, learn to give them the ladder. Create opportunities. Don't be, if you're already at a particular level, maybe your annual turnover is 10 million, for example, I'm just saying, okay? There are some jobs you should, don't be running after every what's it called? You already know the customers that are the key, the trigger point for your business. Focus on them, manage them, and then what you do, create opportunities for those that work for you. Because when you don't create opportunities, they can see that you've gone abroad 3 times in a year. They're not stupid. They can see that you are just, you are opening branches here, you are opening there. You are not borrowing money to open those branches. They can see what you are doing. Have a clear-cut reward system where you reward people. Listen, I can't start telling you how somebody is getting married in my place and I give you 200,000. I can't start telling you how a shop I used to use to sell products, when we were beyond that level, I gave it to one of my staff. I can't start telling you some of all these things. So these are the things that you need to find a way to manage. It's not rocket science when you see people stay with you. Always understand that they have aspirations like you, except you are dealing with non-entities. And non-entities will even give you a problem. They will even go and destroy everything. So there is nobody here who will be dealing with non-entities. So these are the things you create. Let there be proper value chain where anybody that enters this Rotimax that says he wants to stay here, that says he's focused, I want that person in 5 years' time, in 4 years' time, to have moved levels. Do those kind of things. Okay? And then what area again I need to cover? On Rotimax, can you remind me?
You have touched the major areas, and in fact, I've been jotting down a lot of things also since. I'm sure there are a lot of questions. Because of time, I want us to quickly push into the question and answer session.
Okay.
Yes, I want us to go into the question and answer session. But
okay, so I'm open to questions.
Before we go to the question and answer session, this is a storytelling session. Yes, please, let's hold on. The question and answer session will come shortly. I have like 2, 3, 4 questions to quickly ask you. I have no doubts about what the session will hold. So, while you were talking, in fact, I knew it was going to get to this. Now, for the purpose of some of us that joined lately, we're still on the 5th series of the inspiring storytelling session. We said it's going to run from 1 to 10, and this is the 5th one. And this is a platform where we allow veterans, mostly, yeah, veterans, those who have more experience than Rotimax, those who I know have been in the game, you know, before Rotimax, to come and share what has helped them in their journey. And I'm sure we've learned a lot. But I'm going to ask you the question, sir. You know, pest control is not what you see any average Nigerian goes to university to go and study. You know, pest control is not most time, maybe 70%, maybe the pressure, you know, is always accidental, you know, but sometimes it's not accidental. We have some people that set their mind and say, okay, maybe I may not go to university for this. But how did pest control come up? How did you venture into the business of pest control? What brought pest control into
Max, you're breaking a bit. Can you increase your volume so I can hear your question?
Okay, can you okay now what I'm saying, sir? I said,
Yeah.
how did you what led to Kriskollins Resources Limited?
Good. Okay. Is that all? Is that the question?
Yes, that's the first question.
Okay, good. So let me answer.
How did it start?
Good, fantastic question. Good. In year 2000, I started working in a pest control company. In fact, they were just, I'll call it contractor pest control. What do I mean? They were not really doing the job. They will get the job. They will go and look for. In fact, they used to look for human to come and do the job for them. Human Limited.
Yeah.
Okay. So they were treating tantalizers outlets. Okay. So what I did was, I joined their team and I started working with them. And then we started pushing and this thing. So we'll call human. Then I started understanding human and start understanding what I was asking questions. And see, life is about, you can be in a place, things are happening. You say, no, my own is just to monitor what he's doing, and I'm just okay. You need to think outside the box. I wanted to add value. So how am I going to do it? Then we started doing all that. After a while, it became a pressure on the contractor. They were, because you have to do these eateries in the midnight and all that. And the man was not finding it funny because you get certain stage anymore. You tell yourself, how much are they paying? Let them go. So I then took up. I started doing the job. Okay. So I worked there for I think 2 years and all that. Even when I left, I was so in symphony, I've been in tandem with my boss that he will call me. I'd moved to another job. He will call me to attend meetings for him. So I brought so much value. It came to a point, I can say what they call the AP plants in Apapa. I was the only one that treated that at a particular point in time. We did their own installations in Lagos. I was practically the only one that did it. So I moved from there. I went to another job. Then I was fired at my job. When I was fired at my job, and I asked myself, there is a profession I love and I would like to go back to it. How do I go back to it? I set up my company in August 2006. Now, don't forget, when I was fired at my job, I had bills to pay. I have things to do. So what did I do? I started doing pest control. I even used to rent machines. I used to go and rent. My boss, my boss who put me in pest control, he would tell me to come and take his machine. And one day I told myself, no, if you keep taking this man's machine for free, you are not going to get serious with this thing. So I started avoiding him. I would go to a neutral person and pay. Why? I wanted to produce the fire on the inside that can make me hungry. Because you have to be hungry. If you are not hungry, you can't build a business. You have to be hungry. If you treat a business as a second fiddle, you are not going to get anything. So I did that. Then, because the pest control couldn't pay my bill at that time, so what was I doing? I'll take my car, I would take up something from somebody who has visited Dubai, who bought some things. I will go and sell. I was doing the pest control. I was doing plenty things. I was doing many things at the same time. Why? Because I hate to be without cash. I know that cash is king. The man that has his money to pay his bill is the one in business. After a while, the pest control started picking up. All those other things I was doing by themselves, they all fizzled out. I now focused on it fully. Did that answer your question, sir?
Yes. Okay. Secondly, you've been in the game for almost 20 years now, and trust me, a lot of things have changed between then and now. If you have to assess the industry based on what used to be obtainable then and now, what would be your general assessment of the current pest control industry as at to when you started about 17 years ago?
Okay, awesome. Pest control industry in Nigeria has moved from what it used to be. Before, first I would say even the PECAN itself was almost like a closed circuit organization, as if it's our economy, we just only us. Okay, for you to even first come and join is a lot of work. Now it's open because of the leadership and all that. Secondly, you barely don't have anybody to even ask questions. Okay, how do I treat? Now you can drop on your Rotimax alumni. Please, who's having this challenge? No, I don't understand. They will tell you the challenge so that you take their customer. Okay, so we become more liberal right now with our knowledge. We have the industry has so much evolved. That's why I give kudos to Tolu, to Fortune, Pesticop, the Bug Zappa, Hedeba Bukio, Shule, and the rest of them, and all this, Inbrain and some of these guys. So I'll say that it has changed a lot. You guys came to the industry. The only thing that is happening now is the competition is stiff. Is what I believe, because Rotimax has also caused problem. He has educated plenty people about his pest control. So where Mr. Rotimax will go and collect 50K, the guy that man, I have bills to pay, you say I'll do it for 30. So even Rotimax now he too knows how to explain himself. Okay, but it's I love it. Is the more the merrier. We're making progress as a people. Young, before you see older people, they're the ones doing it, they're just taking it easy and all that. And for them, they're already formed in a particular way. So when they see you trying to rise, it's like something in them just and all that. So right now we've made a lot of progress. People are becoming open, people are willing to share, people understand that it's not really about trying to hurt things here and there. Some people, even in all that hurt, they didn't the staff still go. Even in all that hurt, they didn't the staff still steal from them. So that's it.
All right. So my next question, what will you say is your biggest challenge, and how did you scale through? Every business always has a downtime. No, not just downtime. There might be something or there might be an event that at a point in time shook you, or discourage you at a point in time.
Good. Now, one of my biggest challenge, it wasn't really in pest control, it was in my manufacturing business. Okay. When we went into before I even came to manufacturing at all, we used to import the product. So, but I had a competitor then who was playing dirty. When you mean play dirty, you will arrest those who are selling for me. They will say all manner of things about my product. They don't want the products in the market. They don't want anything. Listen, we came to a point whereby we went to We went to NAFDAC. NAFDAC called a meeting, okay, and that was what broke the jinx and told the guy, listen, Nigeria has close to 200 million people. The same way they registered you, the same way they register someone else. Go to the market. Let's go to the market and get your own street credibility. Okay. The guy now saw that he has lost the fight. He took the fight abroad. Can you imagine when you call Rotimax, where you get your product from, you call them and they say they're no longer selling to you? What are you going to do? So these are the real challenges. That when you start, I want to tell everybody here, I just want to say this. You can go to Rotimax now. Rotimax, I have this challenge, and this is my challenge. And Rotimax will advise you. My friend, the day you take 40% market share in pest control in Nigeria, you and Rotimax are no longer friends. So it's except Rotimax is a different kind of breed who will say to himself that the space is enough for everybody to fly. From that moment, you will call Rotimax like this. He used to pick your call before now because he sees you. I'm a one of this one. This. Once he knows you have 40% market share like this, it is not enemies. So understand that at the back of your mind. And that's the way the game is played. But for some of us, see, another thing I forgot to mention to you, I want you to try and write out something. How was I treated when I was an employee that I do not want to treat other people? that question helped me a great deal. How was I treated as an employee that I do not ever want someone else to be treated that way? So these are the things then, and they said they're no longer selling. But you see, for every somebody's system is on. I don't know.
So I was just that right.
So when you come to a place that looks like like a roadblock you put, do you understand? Understand that your opportunity for big thing has come. Understand that you now have opportunity for massive thing. Don't go and start saying, okay, I'm going to do this. I'll go and fight them. And once you start behaving like that, they've catch you. They've gotten you. What you now have to do is you go back inwards. I said to myself then, I said, even if I didn't want to do this business before, for this thing that this competitor have done, I want to do it now. Now I'm ready to do it. That's how we came about our factory today. So your own challenge might be that you stay for a while, you don't have job. Okay, don't forget I just told you one strategy in my story. I said, when I started my pest control, it couldn't pay my bills. I think the first year I made maybe 230,000, if I'm not mistaken. So please, if you have a house rent of 150 to pay, and this 230,000 is that the income is like 13K here, 16K there, or not by me, one can come be one this here, one this there. So I'm just saying that you can, in the interim, while you are building your core, get something else doing. Okay. Most important, have a mindset that I need cash into my pocket every time, or else you'll be frustrated. You think that this Mr. Kriskollins, that's why I just forming these stories. It's not true. This Rotimax, leave all these people. They have something else they did to make this thing succeed. It's not like that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. What's your most remarkable achievement? This is like a 2-in-1 question, and your assessment of the pest control industry now is quite fascinating. If any of your kids at this, I'm not saying practice over there, Niger here, Leko, if any one of them decide to take after you, will it be very possible for you to encourage any of your children to venture into the business of pest control in Nigeria?
Oh yes, yes, of course. Now the thing about it is that they're going to have advantage because they've seen how it's done. Okay, they've seen how it's done. They'll see how it's done here. They'll go for all the necessary certifications and do it hands-on and all that. Then you can take it back home. Yes, I understand we have something back home. People are willing to pay for value in Nigeria because we love class. Now, even though the pest control could have its own challenges sometimes, is when you want to come with price, what is wrong with you? What is all this you're doing? What is all this you're doing? This Mr. Kamedu is coming with 10,000. You tell me you want to do it for 80,000. What nonsense is that? You need to understand something, that when our children takes over, we have gone past that level. You are now operating in a place of selective clients. You're no longer just doing every Tom, Dick, and Harry. Do you understand? So that's why you have to settle down and build your business correctly, so that you don't expose your progenitors to, they are still talking about 5K job, all those. I'm not saying, please, I'm not trying to put anybody down. I'm not saying 5K job, anything wrong with it. But I'm just saying that, for example, imagine if, for example, Tony Luminous child comes up and is he talking about where maybe Tony works as a merchant banker? What are you talking? You understand? So it is the pedestal we build so that when our children come, they take it from and blow it. So that's what it is.
All right. The second question: what do you consider as your most remarkable achievement in the industry so far?
My most remarkable achievement, I would say, is people building. Okay, I'm making money from pest control, but I'm very happy about the people I've been able to build in the industry. To be able to say that I have a staff who is thinking ownership, that's my pride. I have a staff who understand, who is promoting the business and is speaking the language, that's my pride. Not that I wake up, I took one staff to the police station, I went to zone 1, zone 2, dragging. I'm not in my business to be going to police station. Okay, so if you want to lead to that, you are going home. So my is the people building, empowerment, be able to look at. I know one time one of my staff was behaving, I told him, I said, come. I was telling him, see, I I know how you came. You can't come here and be doing, I know how you came, okay? Now that you have a voice, you think you can talk. So in other words, I can look at people and say, I have been able to empower this person, empower this person. That is my joy. That is what I look forward to. Money will always come, but they had to motivate others to see the future is what's more important to me. So that's why I'm willing to share. If you ask me anything, I'll tell you. They ask me, as if I don't know it, I will tell you. It's not going to change anything. So that ability to share is what I love about myself. That's what I want to keep promoting, to share. You have any issue, you ask me a question, I will answer you once I know it. If I don't know it, I will look for somebody who knows it, who can give you an answer. So I believe that if we empower one another, encourage each other in the industry, we'll move faster. We'll become a good, we'll become like our brother's keeper. We'll be able to advance the industry faster than Rotimax finds something that works, he hides it. When you finish hiding it, uncle, if you do too much job in a year, you do too much, that you burn out too much, it's 100 jobs. People are too much, it's 100. I'm saying 100 powerful clients. Do you understand? I'm not talking about 100 powerful clients. So what happens to other people? So we have to share. That's it. Can you go that way, James?
Thank you. All right, briefly, you spoke briefly about your products. I think I'm done with the question about the Kriskollins powder. For some of us that don't really know much about Kriskollins powder, I know a lot of people because at the point in time last year at the alumni platform, one of the members used to call the product Ogbonigwe, there's a way he normally calls it, like, because he has tested it. In just 1 minute, I just shared the number of Mr. Dewali, who is the rep of Kriskollins. For some of us that may be interested in that particular product. 1 minute, sir. What is Kriskollins powder about? And briefly, can you just tell us how it works? I'm trying to drop Mr. Dewali's number now, so maybe it's one or two people that want to contact him.
Good, awesome. All right. So basically, Kriskollins powder is an environmental friendly odorless bait. Okay, it will help you. Let me give you a secret. You see, you can treat some of your customers' cockroach problem without spraying anything, and you will collect good money. How much will you buy Kriskollins powder? 1 box. They may probably buy it now. It's like maybe 4 grand or so. I don't know, or whatever. So you buy that. You can use that 1 box and give your customer odorless pest control treatment that will wipe cockroaches out of his kitchen, wherever they are, for about 6 months. And you can collect 15,000, 20,000 from that customer by using that product. The only thing you do is you don't have to unveil it to your customer. If you unveil your trade secret to your customer, you go and buy it. You call the number and we will say to him, we don't know he has been to you. So Kriskollins powder helps you in terms of, even when you spray and the customer say, I'm seeing small cockroach, don't go and spray again. Use Kriskollins powder and drop it there. It will give you good reputation. It will give you return jobs. Okay, it's absolutely odorless. Just keep it in discreet places where children can access it. It looks like your golden mon, children's golden mon. Keep it in discreet places where they can access it. And then once you do that, you are good to go. And that's it.
All right, thank you so much. I'm leaving the floor open now for questions. Mrs. A Mobile, you have been raising your hand for a couple of minutes, and I want us to use the remaining. We have about 17 minutes to go. Questions based on everything that we have touched, majorly on how to structure a pest control business, or if you have any question from Mr. Collins on the story he has shared of how he was able to push, the brand that is very popular. You go to ShopRite, you see Kriskollins powder there. You go to Spa, you go to Lagos Island, this is a very popular product that we do very well in the market. So generally, I'm sure we have 1 or 2 people that have questions for Mr. our guest. Please just raise up your hand and we will mute your microphone from here as we're rounding up. On the aspect of business structure, we're still open to questions. The question I'm going to ask firstly is, how can a sole entrepreneur, don't let me say sole entrepreneur, sorry, a startup, someone that doesn't have an office, have structure? Because most time everybody always believes that structure is capital intensive. Are you getting it? You know? So
Okay.
how do you marry that area where you think, oh, money has to be involved for you to build structure? That's number one. Number two, which is the second question, is that in the okay, let's address the first question first before I ask the second question. So anybody that has question can please raise up your hand. We'll move to microphone.
Okay, do you want me to answer now?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Okay, good. So how can I am Mr. John Boo? I don't have an office. I don't have anything. Most people, majority of us started that way. I don't have a car safe. I don't have a car. I don't have this. I don't have that. Start from where you are. I mentioned this when I was telling my stories, and I said that you can put structure just from where you are. For example, you are the technician right now. You are the applicator. You are the one chasing them for your bill because you don't have a handful yet for you to chase. So you have all the energy. Use this time to know your customers one-on-one. I forgot to mention something to you. I have customers that I so know my customers to the point that my people are careful in dealing with them because it's one chat away. In fact, I have a customer, you will not enter her house. You say you won't come if she doesn't confirm to know that I know about the job. So use this time. You see what you don't, your size gives you opportunity for you to bond with your customers. It gives you opportunity for you to, so every time look at from where you are, what can I maximize? You have that opportunity. Right now, Rotimax can be chasing one trap here, chasing one clinical here. He's running after one customer. He's chasing his people to ensure they supply a hotel to supply, but he might lose that touch in terms of one-on-one. Now, he wants to stay with managing those who give him big money and leave the other ones for those he has trained to manage them. So this is your opportunity to manage your customers one after the other. Put your structure. Build your strength in the area of managing the customers, knowing them directly. Build your structure from that point. So I think this will help someone. So if you do that, it's then you when you say you are the one. If you practice that and you master it, when you start hiring people, you'll be able to tell them what you do, what you don't do. Okay. So the important thing is this is your time for you to, for want of word, romance your customers, know them, know who they are, have relationship, offer some. Permit to use the word like some pro bono. What I mean, as in offer some when it comes to retreating their job. For you might have gone past 30 days because you are just starting. You might decide, okay, fine, I'll add 5 days in my mind. I won't tell them. Maybe if you now see that it's within 35 days, you now go and do the treatment. I'm just saying, just find something. There's strength in what you have. Look for something and utilize it. That's it.
All right. So, Mr. Dam,
you are free to tell me. You are free to tell me if I didn't answer your question correctly, so that I can go back.
Very well. Now, the only question I just want to, the only area is I want to touch is the aspect of entrepreneurs paying themselves. I know it's a very difficult thing to do from experience. You know, most especially when the business is still has not grown to a stage where you can actually, boast of huge capital. So having to, put some money aside and say, well, I don't want to, it takes, serious discipline. I know that's a lot of us are guilty of. Is there a special tactics, that can be engaged to make that a reality? Because I know it helps the business. You can't, just like you said, you cannot have money and you're looking at it and you say, because, as a business owner, you feel you are entitled to what you have worked for. And it cuts
exactly
the business of pest control.
Exactly. Now, the thing is this, in that area, it's been very, very challenging even for me. Okay. My wife tries to make me, to be very accountable and all that. But sometimes I don't even listen because I am too giving. I can hear one person somewhere somebody is sick. I will not even remember his company money. I've wired it. Okay. So one of the things I would say is this. To do that, you first have to be strict with yourself. That is the thing. To say that this is what I have is out now. Any other thing anybody likes, let him say he jumped from the 32-story building, he fell down, they are dead. just say no problem. Everybody will die anyway. So it's challenging. But you have to come to that place where you say to yourself, I need to do this so that I can raise, especially when you are, even if you are big, sir, because the bigger you are, the bigger the headache too. Because you are now taking some big bites. You're not taking some things. So from where you are, you can say to yourself, listen, I am going to map out this money. I'm going to start saving this money to buy me. Because if you are renting machines, for example, you cannot be doing loud. You need to start keeping money aside for machines, okay, for equipment. If you don't have an office, you might even decide, I don't want an office, for example. You need to keep money down to buy a van that gives you corporate image. Do you understand? You can decide that you don't need an office. Okay, fine, I'm going to let my people work from home. That I will call them. Once you have a job, the focus is that they are my payroll, and when I need them, I want them to come, we'll go and do the job. I'll pick up the first person in the morning, whatever. So you can work out, don't follow conventional means. Work out what works for you. Just look for what works for you and work it. Just ensure that you are making progress. Okay? Because we have this thing in our mind. You can come up and say, the money is mine, nobody's questioning me. So you just dish it there. Along the line, something come up. Imagine you start running around, you're looking for 50K. But in the last 2 weeks, you had 150. You blew it, you went to party. Some people were spraying money. You didn't know some people stole their own. And then they gave you a Ricky. It entered your brain. Bam! You went ATM, you withdrew. And the next thing, so if you know that you're a party thrift, you're a party spender, just keep your ATM at home. Hold your 5K you want to spray your 5K. After that one is over, my dear, if you like, you spray gun and spray like this. Next week, another person will use 2 guns and be spraying. They would have forgotten your own. So just do your thing and go where you're going. Just know conscience. Like I say, conscience. I did what I could do within my own legal frame. Simple.
Okay, Mrs. Damilola, I've seen your question. You said, thanks so much for the insight. So if I'm right, does it mean if you have a structure in place and staff have signed non-compete agreements and decide to now start the business, we should allow them to continue their business? I think she's talking about the flexibility asset. Okay, now, How do you manage them not to be a competitor at the end? After you have put in
okay, that's fine.
Even after giving them commission, how to manage them not to be a competitor?
Okay, good. Very good question. And I will explain to you. I started by telling you the flexibility issue. If you are the type, you give them non-competitor agreement, let them sign. They will sign for you. Don't forget, you are in a nation whereby there are so many laws, but how many is enforced? Okay? They will sign those things for you. The thing I focus on is this. I know, I already told myself, they are going to do jobs behind me. I tell myself that one will happen. If I like, let me give them, like somebody rightly said, that ask Nigerians for any documents, even the one signed by God, they will bring it. So I'm saying to you that they will bring you all manner, they will do a manner of things. You need to let yourself know and say to yourself, listen, am I going to get concerned about my customers? Yes, those are the ones I want to focus on. If he's doing one particular job and a customer, tell yourself, they're going to get jobs at the side, they will do it, they will not give you the money, and you still pay salary. So it's not left you to say, okay, fine, I want to sack him, let him go. But ask yourself, when you are sacking, does it mean that you are going to wake up 5 p.m. and enter Lagos Road to go and do one job in Ikoyi? Before you would have called Mr. James, Ikoyi job, and you will go and deliver. Ask yourself all these questions. Am I going to start raising up the next person that comes? How long is it going to take me for me to understand? These are the things you should ask yourself. So I'm not going to tell you, don't fire. If you are very paranoid about somebody walking by the side and collecting money from you, fire the person. If you are the type that say to yourself, listen, I know they will steal, I know, but I want to keep my eyes on the ball, which is, as long as you're working for me, you're doing my job, you finish doing it, whatever you do when you go home is your personal business. So you have to choose what you want. I'm not here to tell you, keep the person, don't keep the person. No. Choose what you want. But whatever you choose, understand there are prices that you have to pay. Okay? Especially if it's your most resourceful person, such that, maybe you're a married woman, You are going to take care of your children, and you pay them, send them to school, and you drop them and all that. Are you going to start waking up early in the morning? Who will do those other chores for you? You have a nanny. Can your nanny do it like you? You have to weigh many things and say to yourself, this is how I want to go. I don't want to go. Weigh all the options, then you'll be able to arrive at answer. But whatever you do from that point, whatever you do is okay by you, because you're the one that will face your consequences and stay with your joy.
All right. Thank you so much. It's been a wonderful time and it's been an insightful session. The floor is open for question now. If you have question, please let us just raise up our hands. If we don't have so much question, I want to believe that the presenter has done 100% justice to the session. But while we're saying that, I saw Mr. Sam, thank you for joining, and a lot of other people that are here. Mr. Sam
Kelechi, what do you want
just
me to do for you?
for 5. We just posted some. Okay, I think Mrs. Damola is back.
Matthew, remove it for.
Ms. Damola,
This is for.
please, you have the floor.
Okay, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chris. Thanks so much. As in, I've been looking for you. So thank God I found you. Your product is very nice. So I use
Thank
it.
you.
So it's very nice. Well, yeah. Now, thank you for what you just said, because I was going to ask that question. Now, you've put several things in place. You have a staff. I think the model that you're using, I love it in the sense that it's like the model of when they're trading in, when, the people that sell spare parts, when they're trading. And I love that model because I've been looking for a way to really look at that model and be able to, like in business school, because they're trying to look at a way how, the Igbo businessmen actually doing business and the way they train them. And seriously, I'm someone that is also trying to check that also. So now my question is this. You have the structure, because I'm trying to look at, I have a culture. My culture is integrity. I'm someone that's as in, I can't stand when you're like, you don't stand by your word. Now, I had a staff that before I knew it, I was removing my eyes from these things. I have a very good structure in place. And you remove your eyes away from it. But before you knew it, it's like termites. That termite is actually eating everybody. You allow them to do things on their own. You see it and you're like, come, you can't go Letomi. Like Yoruba would say, you know if you even like grow past me, you understand? But before we knew it, you can imagine you now having like 10 staff. And this same person is now trying to like con them, to their side. And before you knew it, they wanted to do a joint company. And you put several things in place. You give them commission, you put them on pension, you put them on HMO. I know that we have a challenge in Nigeria, and that's integrity issue. But if one follows this kind of thing that's okay, let me remove my eyes. Don't let me let them understand that integrity is the main thing. Do you think how can one sustain the business? You understand? Especially this time, because I'm looking at it that, you have been in business since 2000, but looking at that we are starting now, I'm looking at it that the generation that we are in now is different from the generation of them. And so the way they think is different from the way we think. So what can one do after you have put the structure in place? What should I now do? How can you make sure after giving commission? I'm trying to, I like that system. So try to expand more. It's crazy.
Okay, that's fine. Now let me explain something to you. Sometimes some of us business owners were very, very funny. We say we are giving commissions. We check our commission. I see some people commission, I just laugh and say, what are you doing? You're just deceiving yourself. You're not giving any commission. I'm not saying you, I'm just talking. We say we're giving commission, we give them commission, and then you tie it with plenty conditions that is so difficult. You tie it like an insurance commission. Now, if you want to build your organization by commission in terms of flexibility, you have to be a little bit more flexible. That's that one. Coming back to the issue of, okay, how do you take out your eyes? I am not saying that when your staff goes and takes your client that you should spare when your staff takes your client, I'm not saying you should spare the staff. I'm only saying to you that if your staff, for example, I have not had any issue. I'll say, okay, my staff went and took money. That's my. I am saying that they are doing their own jobs. They are doing side jobs. They might, which I tell myself that is happening. I am not. I won't say I've caught one person, no, but I will tell myself it's happening. Because if you have fumigation machine, it can't be sick. It cannot be lying down redundant. So I tell myself the job is going on, and I know it's ongoing. But the only thing I ask myself, I need you from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. or whatever it is. As long as I see your report, you are doing those jobs I want you to do. Whatever you do behind, that is your personal job, I have no business with it. And I don't care. These are the two, these are why some of us are different. Now, you see, the issue of integrity. I want to say something to business owners. You can be hard on yourself when you're alone. When you are building a team, you need to adopt some flexibility. Now, know the one that will destroy your business and remove it straight. Don't even play with that one. Remove it. But if you are the type you say, okay, fine, I notice people are doing job behind me. You will hire them. You will tell the ones that are marketers to go and get you customers. They will get 10 customers. They will deliver 7 to you, and they will put 3 in their pockets. Understand yourself is happening. Don't deceive yourself. It's only when you see it as a shock, you start shaking everywhere. You just say, madam, what's wrong with this woman? What's wrong with this woman? This has been happening since. So, like I told you, I said in the course of this thing, I saw my staff put up something, and I went there and I liked it. I said, I love your logo. What am I doing? I said, I'm aware of what you are doing. Don't think you are dealing with a small boy. I'm aware of what you are doing. So, with that, but have I seen them cross to say they take my they go and do the job of my clients? No. My people are very clear. I said, if you are building, if you are still, at just you have a beautiful opportunity. Know your customers, build relationship with them. Whatever you cannot take, okay, act on it. If you feel I'm so heavy on integrity, for the fact that you come to this office, you take my money, you see some of us will turn it to preach. You take my money and you now go and then go and be doing jobs behind me and all that when you get home and you don't bring that job to this company. I will be bigger. I want you to be bigger than me. Go and be bigger. No problem. It's normal. Be bigger. You're not stopping me. My children are fine. I am fine. So what is the definition of bigger? Go and be bigger. Be bigger. No problem. It's okay. So in other words, in doing business, there's something I settled in my mind. I don't want to give myself high blood pressure. I'm chasing you, and then if you become a problem, you are going out. You go home. So we know how many we are left. Don't forget, who says that the way he has also corrupted the rest one? Are you going to fire everybody? Are you going to fire everybody and you go and raise a new team? Then they all take your trade secrets because no matter how you have told them how you want your things done, they go and share it somewhere else. I'm not saying you have to keep bad staff. Please don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that know your limits. Know what you can take, what you can't take. And if you need to say goodbye, say goodbye. However, before you say goodbye, ensure that you have raised other people who can do that job so that you don't start getting up. They want you to come to PZ by by 8 p.m. You carry your car, you're going to there, being there by 8 p.m. You're dropping down while you're there. They call you, they want you to come to Ibadan, a BAT, or they come to whatever. I'm just saying, you are running hectares. You weigh yourself out. That's on what?
Well, I love the fact that at the beginning of the session you said this is not everything that you are saying that we should take.
Exactly.
I love that because I also did not agree with. I want to share one experience while we're at our former office somewhere in Ogbad. There was a lady beside us at hairdressing salon, and one day I went to go and eat. Coming upstairs, I just saw a manual sprayer inside the hairdresser's shop. And I peeped in, I saw it. I said, Bola, who is the owner of this manual sprayer? Sir, he said, oh, it is, he mentioned, I don't want to mention his name. And then we used to have 3 or 4 guys. So I challenged the person that was, that his name was mentioned to me as the owner, and he said, to be honest with you, that day, I let go. I don't know if I'll still do the same thing now. You know, sometimes we grow, we mature more, but the 4 of the guys were let go that day. The following day,
Good.
I started opening the office myself with the secretary, and we're using ad hoc anytime we have job. In less than 5 days, we got 1 or 2 persons, and we started training. We started all over. You know, as a matter of policy, I personally believe in being flexible. But while being flexible, you cannot design a logo and share it, and I will appraise you for sharing it on your status. You know, not that
Now,
we're trying
Rotimax,
to be competitive, but I just
good.
believe that, you know,
Yeah.
it's going to cause conflict. You can't be here and you are here. You can only be on one side, even though they have, you know, people that work with you that, yes, I'm very, but the moment you are taking it to that level, in fact, there's no.
Now, Rotimax, let me explain something to you. I like what you just said. You know, I said this in like a caveat. Don't take everything I've said. Like, just find out what resonates with you and do. For example, if I have that situation right now, okay, I told you, I said, I don't have a problem. Nobody is touching my clients. The clients are, things are happening normal. All the top clients are intact. Okay, things are going well. They're doing my job. Now, I want to say this to you. I am thousands of miles away. For me to even come to Nigeria, I don't even have a direct flight to be in Nigeria. I need to do at least that the shortest distance, I need to do a minimum of probably 16, 17 hours. Okay, let's say between 12 to 16 hours. Am I going to come back to Nigeria and say, okay, I saw you put up a logo. Yes, right now. So then I shout, I rake, and they take it out. Then the next time, the one that will cause the major harm, you will not even find it again because they know you're not around. It's easy for you. You can look at your sprayer in Big Boss shop, and you saw it, and you say, everybody, I fire you. Then you're on ground, right? You're on ground. You start raising a new team. Say, what will it cost me? I'll raise new people. So, like I said, weigh your options. Look at the things weigh your options. Do you want even the business at times to prepare to even first go? There's nobody to do the job for the clients. They've all gone. I cannot hire anybody on phone here. I can only hire when I have my existing guys and they can train. I cannot hire anybody on phone from where I am.
Now, I get you correctly. Situation, there's disparity in the situation. Yeah,
That's it.
Conditions are not the same, and we're different from each other. I understand you correctly. Anyway,
so if you're on ground to raise your team,
no,
you want to fire
possible,
everybody. Fire.
It's possible. It might be done different way now, but like I said, from experience, the moment you have that mindset of starting anything on your own, from my own perspective, then it's better you go and face it fully. It's better you go and start it independently, because like I said, even though you have some customers that you know that they are top customers, they can, you know, pollution is something I'm always very skeptical about personally. Pollution, a distracted person can pollute, you know, a very viable thing, you know, but it's still subject to, you know, everybody has what they feel works for them.
See, let me tell you something. A lot of time, sorry, guys, I'd like to just chip in this. A lot of time, I know one thing with entrepreneurs, we are so, I mean, apart from our emotional, our people who have share emotions like our spouse, the next place I feel that we're so emotional is our business, because you know how you started, you know, and it's so, we're always emotional with it and everything. For some of us, we've gone past that level. Okay. I told you when I started, I said, don't take everything I said. I am a bit crazy.
Yes,
It's not. And some people hear me now, they will say, this guy is just crazy. They say, but the only thing I want, just tell me your model you are doing and let me know it's working. you have to show me how much of a rabbi you are, your own model, as long as it's working for you. However, if you know I'm going nowhere in the next 10 years, I'm going nowhere in the next 5 years, I'm here. Maybe I travel just probably max 1 month and back. You can be firing and changing as you want.
I understand.
What is important to you? No, I'm not just talking to Rotimax, I'm talking to the general team. What is important to you may not be important to me. Okay. And I remember one time when I used to work in a oil and gas environment, so it was called this trucking company. So I used to manage the fleets. So I will fire this young guy. I was 20 something. Fire this, fire this. I remember the boy, one of my very close boss called me, say, dude, say, oh boy, do you have a child that will be a driver? Do you have a child that's a driver? And he told me something. Say, see, he said in Yoruba, you know that what he has come, he's a more mature person. He has come to understand that, see, this country in which we are, you need to find a way to deal with all the necessary evils. So if you are the type, you can't take, you see one person is not touching your client, but you just see that he's doing one job somewhere. If you are not comfortable with it, fire the person. I only said, think about what you will go through to build a new team. There's nothing wrong. If you're on ground, you can build a new team in 2 months. And just the only thing it costs you is that you'll be following them and going everywhere they are going, monitoring things and seeing, ensure they are doing what you want. Afterwards, you start releasing business around. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah, some people build their business around monitoring. They breach on people, they suspect people. I always like to say something. As a business owner, you also have to deal with yourself. If you have a problem with suspicion, it will be difficult for you to raise a good team. Nobody is a saint anywhere. It will be difficult for you. Some people, they suspect every move. You're going to give yourself high blood pressure if you're going to build any serious thing. Imagine, okay, let's say, imagine the way the big brands owners, Tolu Elumelu, he sit down when he was building Standard Trust Bank. He suspects this one, suspects that one. The brand would have died. Were they not eating behind him? They were. So it's up to you. If you're going to be around every time, you hold your business like your in your chest and hold it to your pillow and everything. You want to dot every I. Come on. For me, I used to say to myself, if you do a job outside my job, what's my business? It's not my business. It's only in Nigeria, you hire people and you want them to be loyal even when they are sleeping. It's wrong. No, it's wrong.
All right.
Abroad, you go to work, whatever you do when you sign up from that place is your personal problem. How long to do with them? As long as you are not going by their name and saying, maybe for example, that I work for Rotimax and I then start advertising on the name of Rotimax so that I can write with Rotimax name, then that's when they will come with litigation. Anyway, that's that. That's
It's
that.
all right. It's all right. We have spent 12 minutes more than the scheduled time.
Can I ask the person that asked that question? Did that answer your question, ma?
Mrs. Damilola, was your question answered very well? While you're also trying to answer that question, I want to quickly say this. The other time I mentioned Mr. Samuel Hinam, who is actually based in Hoka. Just about 3 or 4 days ago, we built some rodent bait stations to him, and I would like to quickly use the opportunity to remind us that the promotion of getting bait stations at your doorstep free of charge without paying a dime if you order for more than 5 units is still running. As of today, we all know that there is no better way to manage issues of rodents professionally than using these tools, these mechanical tools that makes us real IPM professionals. We have been trying to make sure that a lot of people, buy into this idea, especially startups. We are most that we are all guilty of throwing poison around. This is exactly what is going to make our job, not just to come up as a profession that we call ourselves. So the promotion is still going to be running from now till 31st of the month of May. So why will that's that on that. If we have any other question, we will not be able to take all the questions because of time. If you have any questions, you might direct me personally. I'll forward it to our guest. Then whatever response I get, I also chip into us. And I'm going to share the number of Mr. Dewale again on the WhatsApp platforms, on all the WhatsApp platforms. He's the official rep. I need in charge of the Kriskollins powder. We can always reach him personally if you want to make an order or make inquiry more about the product. But for now, I want to once again say a very big thank you to our guests for finding out time. I know how difficult it is, to based on the time disparity and all that. But in fact, it's been a very engaging session. Someone sent a message. He said, "Best facilitator ever." Yes, it's the best. It's okay. So
Thank you, sir.
yes. So we really appreciate your time, and from the way you've spoken, you're talking from the heart. You're not holding anything back, and everybody that we have, right from the first session with Bug Pro, um, Pest Master, Mr. Fumigakli, Mr. Shoda, everybody that's come has really been wonderful. We want to say thank you for, because it's sacrificial. You always want to impact. So many years back, I remember I went to meet someone to ask him, "How do you treat German cockroach?" It's been a very long time, and he said, "I don't know." And this was someone that was he was someone that was managing one of the top FMG companies, where I know that German cockroaches is always an issue. So he takes sacrifice to always like to give back in any form. And what you have done today has confirmed that you are truly a builder of men. You know where I started from. I started from man me. Man me. Those days at Pekka meeting, when I heard those words from you, it's always like I'm charged up. Honestly, I'm charged up. I was always a bit bothered, and I will come to you and say, "What is going on? These are things that should be appreciated, blah, blah, blah." No. So I really want to say a big thank you for your time, and want to give an opportunity for the last question. If we have anybody, just one participant, because we're supposed to stop by 6 and this is 6:16. Any question that comes on WhatsApp will be sent to you. Wow, somebody, Mr. Patrick Osai, just said, "I concur, the very best facilitator to date." Thank you. That message.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Very last, Miss Engineer Pompey, it's very unusual of you to be quiet all through any of the webinars. But today, I hope maybe you are making money at the same time you are listening. I know you always have comments, at least something positive to always share. But on this note, I also want to say thank you to everybody that find time to join. We had one webinar like a few days ago, and today we had almost the same number of participants that we had the last time. It shows that at least you're also encouraging us. Even though maybe with time we might have to start attaching some fee to this. Maybe that will make everybody to value it more, because the information you have shared today, trust me, it's supposed to be a paid webinar. Trust me, what you have said today is supposed to be something that someone have to, a lot of free and vital information free of charge. Even me personally, I've also learned a lot of things. So once again, I want to say thank you to you. And the recording version of this will be sent to everybody in a short while. We'll also make it available to you. We'll send a link to you so that you can watch everything that happened during the session. Thank you, Oga Chris, and thank you everyone that took our time to join us this evening. See you again when next we're going to be meeting. God bless you.
Thank you.
A party word.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone, for listening to all my jargons. And like I said, I look forward to you doing great things, support each other, encourage one another. Listen, you will be what you will become. Leave all this backstabbing game, okay? Keep your focus, help one another. A colleague asks you for something, understand that God has brought a test to you to say that, can you handle greatness? Great people share, okay? So look at it that way and share. Be open. Don't mislead somebody to use the wrong thing so you can go and take the client. You will stagnate if you do that. So I leave you with that. Love everyone, treat people, and don't build by the sword. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.